Three. Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Christina, your host today, and today is a new episode of KSM Podcast, Going Business Online with Christina. But I'm so excited to have my special guest speaker today, lady Rachael Greany, and far away from Australia. Rachael, welcome to the new episode of KSM Podcast.
Thank you, Christina. It is an absolute honor and pleasure to be here with you today and with all of your listeners.
Thank you for joining me, and I'm so excited. Just to be honest, here when we do it's morning time for you, it's evening time because we're in different part of the world. And Rachael, tell us a little bit about you. Introduce yourself.
Okay, so yes, I'm based in Queensland, Australia, and I understand juggling the time differences. I have clients in Japan, all throughout Australia, and also in America. So it's a constant juggle, but I love it. So a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in a little town in Rockhampton in Queensland, and the fundamentals, I think, of being a country girl has always stuck with me. So life goes on and you try all different sorts of jobs and I think around that 30 mark, I started to think there's something more. I wanted something more out of life and I wanted to be able to connect with people, but in a different way. I didn't just want to, like people said, become a counselor. And I really respect counselors. I've had a lot of time seeing counselors and therapists myself, but I wanted something a little bit deeper. I wanted a way, how can I connect with people? How can I fast track their healing? Because I know with my own healing, it took a long time. Um, and so another few years fast forward, and I finally then came across root cause therapy. And it was funny. I was driving home one day and I just had in my mind, what can I do? What can I do? I was really stuck. And I came across a place called Inner Healing. And she became a very good friend of mine. And I went and had a healing session with Linley. And all of a sudden, everything just became clear. And I knew what I wanted to do. So then I went on and I studied and I got really engrossed in this root cause therapy because to me, that was, I'll say fast track, it might not be the right words, but I found that that actually got to the root cause of issues and had a very holistic, long-term healing process for me. I got a lot out of it. And so then fast forward another couple of years because businesses don't just happen overnight. Well, mine certainly doesn't. It takes a long time to get things going. So here I am. I'm bringing root cause therapy to my community and to all countries and all people that just need that deeper healing. That you get tired. You're tired of the things that keep dragging you down. And this is a therapy that just gets in there and starts healing you from the very first session.
Oh, this is amazing, and I love that to hear. And Rachel, what tell us a little bit about your background. You do what you do, but what did you do before? Did you have you always been in that part of healing, or just like maybe, KSM Podcast just wanted to just to ask our guest speaker always to host, and when I'm hosting them, just to share more and more, because if we are going to influence and impact only one person, that will be fantastic. Sharing your story.
Exactly. So, no, I actually never considered myself to be empathetic or particularly caring in the younger years. My life was always about going out and having a good time. And I've always worked with people, but in different areas. Like I worked on a cruise ship for 2 years. So I've always been around people. And I love being around people, but I also very much need and love my own time so I can re-energize. But I think the turning point came with wanting to get into healing when I was just getting frustrated, knowing that there was things inside of me that I couldn't quite tackle. I couldn't quite grasp why things were going wrong or why I kept repeating negative patterns. So it was at that 30s to mid 30s where I thought something has to change. And that was the turning point in myself is I needed to change. I didn't like who I was becoming. So I wanted to be a better person. I wanted to be free of those thoughts that just kept telling me you're not good enough or you can't do it. The relationship cycles that never worked for me. I wanted to break through that. It was enough was enough. I guess that's where I got to in my life. I'd had enough of things going wrong or just not feeling the love for myself because really we can't fully love others if we can't love ourselves or like who we are. And that's what I needed to do. And so it was the journey of discovery for me.
And in some the other words, we can say that triggered you because you start with that. Did you experience that part of healing for yourself,
Yes,
and then you just it was turning point for you, and you just move into that space to do it what you do now, in that part.
exactly. Once I found it was like that light bulb moment. It was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. I want to connect with people. And when I'm working with clients and you deeply connect with them and you can see when they have their light bulb moment, it is the most humbling, beautiful experience to be able to work one-on-one with someone and just see their walls come down, their emotions come out. It is truly beautiful to see that change in someone where the chains break free. It truly is a beautiful experience to be working with someone when you can see that change happen.
Yeah, and I love that what you say, because if we don't change ourselves, if we don't love ourselves too much and uh, know who we are, this is a way that we can work with other people and love them, either in relationship, in business part, or you know life, whatever we are going to talk. Yeah, this is really crucial. I mean, just to change ourselves. When we change it, we can change the world in some small pieces in our in our life.
Absolutely. And it starts with one person at a time. It starts with those baby steps with anything that we do. So, if I just feel that I found my purpose, and my purpose is to work with people, to free them, to help them live the life that they're supposed to live, to be out there, just to enjoy life, to love themselves, to love those around them. There's too many of us experience anxieties, we experience autoimmune disease. Like, for example, there's 100 different autoimmune diseases out there. Particularly women are more susceptible than the men. Now, a lot of that can come back to trauma. So trauma impacts our health, our relationship. It impacts every cell in our body. So if we can start reaching people and helping one person at a time overcome their traumas, overcome the impact and on their health, on their bodies, on the way they feel about themselves. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what has got me chatting to you today.
Yeah, that's lovely, because it's like, as I said, over like all my episodes with my guest speakers looks like more often like a masterclass, because guest speakers share their expertise and their experience with working with clients and from industry what they do. And Rachel, how who are mostly your clients? Who do you mostly help? It is like women, men, kids, children, just to share with us, with your audience, maybe it's
Sure.
going to be you, just so for our listeners who can connect with you to help them to overcome their fears or traumas, whatever.
Absolutely. So the majority of my client base are women aged from about 45 up to 70. That's really my age group. And I do also work with men, and working with men is beautiful. I love it because I think a lot of men still are not showing their feelings, or they don't feel safe enough to be able to open up. Now, with root cause therapy, we're not dealing with the conscious mind, we're dealing with the subconscious. So I find, especially for men, a lot more can come up, and they're in a safe environment. Their subconscious is talking, so you're able to actually get to the bottom of what their concerns or issues are with root cause therapy rather than just talk therapy. So I also work with children. The most beautiful thing with children is I can do heart walls. So the heart wall is, like we say, oh, they've built a wall around themselves. So your heart wall is all the traumas, the rejections, the heartaches that you've had over time. And you do build that wall around your emotions. Now, yes, that can be a good thing because it can keep us from getting hurt. However, that wall is also keeping out a lot of beautiful things. So children especially, a lot of parents will come to me and get their heart walls read for their children, and they come back and they say there truly has been a noticeable difference in their child and in their child's behaviors. So that one's lovely in the sense also too, the child doesn't actually need to be present for that. That's like an energy reading that I will do for children. Um, with the women, I have some beautiful stories of women who have been in abusive domestic violent relationships, also from childhood, whether it be perhaps their mother has not treated them well, and seeing the joy when we connect with their inner child and the joy and the love that they have when in a session we go down, we connect with the inner child, you can hold your inner child, you talk to her, the pure love and joy that comes on a woman's face when she connects with her inner child and can tell that little girl, you are loved, you are strong, you are beautiful. All the things that you yearn to be told when you're a child, but it never happened. So you get to go down and spend time with her in an inner child healing. This is when you then start to uncover and you look at things from a new perspective, and you can tell yourself, you can give yourself a different ending to that story. You no longer have to be trapped in, I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't loved, or I was rejected. You get that opportunity to change the story, which then changes what happens to you from that point forward. It's truly, it's truly such a deep, holistic, long lasting healing session. And healing is never easy. So I always admire anyone who makes that first step into healing, because it can be a very difficult road, but a very beautiful and loving road as well.
Yeah, and for the people who, there are people who are afraid of it, because they don't know how it's going to be with them just to start healing, or it's it's a new session, it's new experience for them, and they don't have courage to s- put step into it, and move into the session.
Yes.
And when you mention we get back in our childhood, inner child. I mean, it is going to be like that. We clean something from our childhood and create new behavior, create new form of our behavior, because as we live with old cliche, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that, but this is something repeatable from our grandma, granddad, theirs, this is some like a form how we resonate and how we be good enough, don't do this, don't do that.
Absolutely. And I'm glad, Christina, that you made that point about, grandparents, because sometimes our trauma isn't ours. It's been passed down through generations. So you may not, you're dealing with something that you don't even know where it came from. Now, therapy can be very scary. And I'm really pleased that you raised that. The important thing with root cause therapy is because we're dealing with the subconscious mind, you have to remember that the subconscious will only let you see what you are ready to handle. Now, some of my beautiful beings have had extremely traumatic pasts. So it might be 2 or 3 sessions before it gets to the really heavy stuff, because your subconscious knows you're here to handle. It's not going to throw everything at you that you're not ready to see or to hear. So even when we go back to an event, it may only show you the basis or the very top of that event. And then the next session, it may take you even deeper. So it's never going to sort of throw you in the deep end and you don't know. And I'm there with you every step of the way. So there's yes, I very much appreciate it can be scary, but I'm right there with you with my clients. And it's really well worth the step if you've just had enough and you need to get yourself better, you need to heal yourself. This is something that's really going to work for you.
Yes, and for some people, as I said, they're they have fear, they don't have courage to move into that, and just would they create picture in their mind how it's going to be with this, and with this, am I going to be able to deal with that? How I can, and as you mentioned, I think that I heard about just a little bit, I was reading about. Uh, we can only have 5% of conscious mind. It's mostly than 80%, 85 are subconscious, which is out here, and conscious is here. And then we need to put in that subconscious, conscious mind put in conscious mind, which is telling us for people they like to eat and you can eat it and you can say I don't want to eat, but some conscious say okay, eat.
Exactly. And that's it. Like if you think, I can't remember everything that I have done in my 53 years, it would just be impossible. However, everything is in our subconscious. Everything we've ever done, experienced, it is there. And it's a matter of now of being able to unlock it so that we can deal with it and remove those roadblocks and move on with our life. Now, this works for letting go of traumas. It works for people in business. I really want this, but there's just, sometimes you feel that there's something blocking you
And
and you
let
just
me know for our listeners how is it going with when you work with businesswomen, and especially if they have specific business problems,
yes.
to give them awareness of it and to look at how unlock it, just to be there, and they wanted to just to recover with that, just to have open
Mm.
mind about it.
And again, for a businesswoman, you may not know what it is that's blocking you. So when you might come to me for a session and there's something particular about your business so that you're getting stuck on. So we work primarily with that. Now, we work with we first of all, a session like that, we chat about it. And it's the words that you use that we can pick up and see where issues are happening. And then I will just ask the subconscious mind, Christina, what is the root cause of your business block? Your subconscious will tell me. It will know. Now, it might say fear of being seen, which a lot of women, that is, we are scared of getting out there and being seen. So I will then, in a session, ask your subconscious mind, take me to the very first event, which when we heal it, will allow you to be seen. And that event, it might take us back to early childhood. It might take us back to another generation. And you will see clearly, you will see through your own eyes exactly what is that block that is stopping me from being seen. And as you're seeing it, you will be telling me what's happening, and I'm asking you questions, and we're playing through this event. Then I bring you up out of the event and you're looking down with this brand new perspective. And you can go, oh, these aren't my roadblocks. This is a roadblock from a different generation, or this is a roadblock that happened when I was a child. Like, for example, I had one lady who, I think it was a school play, and she got up on the play and she just froze. She froze and she just couldn't do it. And then when she revisited, she was able to give a whole different story, a whole different outcome to being up on stage. And she changed the story. She changed it into a positive. She could see what it was that was scaring her, and we released it. We were able to release it. And then in her business, she then could just go on and power through and didn't have to have the fear or the roadblock of being seen, of being heard. And I think that's a very big thing for women, being heard. As a child, depending of what age we are, but it was very much be seen and not heard. So we have to find our voice. We have to allow our voice to come out, because people want to hear. People want to hear your podcast, Christina. We
Thank
want
you.
to hear what your
Thank you.
special guests have. So we
Yeah,
need to find our voice.
this is so true. And when you mentioned what Tony Robbins said, change your story, change your life.
Yes,
As you
and we
mentioned,
can do that.
you can do that. And to be honest, I wanted just to share it, and I shared many times. My such amazing coach and mentor from Australia, and we ran one group. It was Women Embracing the World. It was digital coffee, but after that, and last year we've done a summit. It was like from stress to strategic summit. But what is curious? I was so shy in front of camera. And when we run that group, it was for now 5 years ago. I was like, I'm not fan of live to go to the Facebook Live or something like that. And I was like, she was always like a front man, and this is what I share all the time. And I have a challenge. Challenges are so good. But in that, I overcome it through the challenge. It was 21-day challenge, social media management and digital marketing plan strategy. And in that time, I created for every single day, I created like recording, like video, 3 to 5 minutes, and talk on that topic. And then, what is curious, I hosted 4 ladies, either that English is my second language, and it was Prom Entrepreneur Day. And in that time, on Friday, I deliver. It was 4 weeks. Every Friday, I delivered one by one podcast. It was like interview, something like that. And this is how my podcast came out. It was that way, but I overcome that fear. And finally, it's like I was thinking, okay, if I can do it, you can do it. So this is something how I overcome it. And this podcast came to the live as KSM Podcast. It's top 20 by FeedSpot in category of found online business in 2022, and 2024, and now in 2025. So this is something what I didn't know, but something I move into that new path, and here I am today with you, just like to say it, because as you said, and help many ladies to overcome fears and be a first time, especially it was one lady, she speaks French and Italian, she lived in Italy, but she also and she breakthrough to speak in English, so she was a guest speaker and she spoke in English. So I think that there are more than 10 people who were the first time guest speakers. It's for me
Mhm.
like a breakthrough for myself to speak with people who are that first time as podcasts. So
Wonderful. And Christina, I love your podcast. I've listened to quite a few, and to look at you, and you just have so much joy in your podcast. Who would ever have thought you had a fear of podcasts or being seen or using your voice? It's just wonderful. And it just goes to show, especially when we help each other, what we can achieve. It's marvelous.
yes, it's beautiful because I and it was shy. I was one of them. I was so shy to appear, to send my voice, and many people say you're a digital marketer. When are you going to pop up? And that lady said, Christina, why don't you pop up in the group? Why don't you? And I said, and then it was I breakthrough. And for me, it was amazing now. So, and from that sweet spot, when that guy, owner of that platform, it's such a big platform, there are many 30 million users there who listen different podcasts, blogs, sharing whatever, and he congratulated to me because I delivered that podcast there, and it was like a matrix, guest speakers, duration of the call, topics, and I was like, okay, this is some new obligation for me to do it more and more, better and better, and this is and to engage with amazing guest speakers. But people come to me, there are many of them who listen it and they send me email and say, I'm VA personal, this is this person XYZ could be so fit guest speaker for you, for your podcast. And I really accept most all of them and to the referrals, like, so this is something which is I'm super proud of, and I'm always proud when I have special guest speakers as you are today to share such amazing stories. Just and
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank
Thank
you
you.
for supporting my podcast, and I would love to be more and more to give my best to this podcast.
Excellent. And it is. And we never know how many people we can actually reach. Like we might know that we have X amount of listeners or I have X amount of clients, but then those people go on to help someone else. And I guess it's like the pay it forward, but we never truly know how many people we're helping because we help one and then they go on to someone else. And I listen to your podcast and something, oh yeah, I really like that. So then I go and have a look at what more that person can offer me. So you truly, I love it. You're doing an awesome job. It's wonderful.
And to be honest, to put a lot of energy in there, just like from editing to do it, I do everything alone for now, but but when you do it from your heart, and people can resonate with that because they say, okay, your guest speakers are so comfortable, because I'm not always just to promote, there are different format of podcast, but for me, what is good that people share their story, share what they do, feel good, and have fun,
Yes,
and have
absolutely.
and share beneficial part that can help other people. For example, it was also a lady that she was, I mentioned her, she saw her coach, she was a guest speaker on my podcast, but also that coach, she was my co-author of the book Global Women in Business, which is published 2019 in Melbourne, in Australia, but I have never been there. But I'm also a guest speaker. I'm one of co-authors when women shared such amazing story from women from New Zealand, Australia, Serbia, France, USA. And also, what is curious, I translated that book in my native language, Serbian. So this is something very, very interesting. And you have we have no boundaries. We have no barriers. We're excellent human beings. But we
Absolutely.
need someone as you are, Rachel, because you really help people to discover them and
Yes.
just move their blockades, just to don't have blocks for their mind and everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, it breaks my heart when you see how much people are hurting. And if that's all you've known, you don't know that we can fix it. You don't know that you can change the story and give it a new ending. And this is what it is all about. You can give yourself a new ending. You can write a new chapter in your book. You can change your story. Whatever happened back then does not need to keep defining who you are now. You get to change. We can change as soon as we want to. We can change. And we all need someone in our corner at some point. And that's my biggest thing. That is my passion, being in your corner, helping you change and help you see the light. Because at the end of the day, everything you need to do or know or change is within you. I'm just helping you see that.
Yeah, and as I said, from my perspective, my job is my love, is my business, is my fun, is my income, is my everything. And I travel all around the world in front of my computer. But the point is to meet with people in person, let's say in Australia or other guest speakers in Japan or in other countries, because there are guest speakers from all around the world, especially from English area of speaking in this podcast. So I'm super
Yeah.
happy with that.
No, it's wonderful, and technology is a beautiful thing. Like I said earlier, I have clients all around the states of Australia. I have clients in America, Japan, New Zealand. So it doesn't matter where we are now. We can connect, and energy has no boundary. Like some people will say to me, "Oh, I don't know if I'm comfortable doing it online. It won't be the same." Energy has no boundaries. I can feel your energy now. We're communicating like we were having a
Yes.
cup of tea together in the same room. It
Either
just,
that we're in different time zones. For me, it's morning,
yes.
for you, it's evening.
But that's it. Who would
Yes,
know?
that's
Like
lovely. Yes.
it just makes communication we're so much more accessible to everyone, which is wonderful.
Yeah, of course. And when people connect, they do some like a kind of brainstorming and they develop something new, some new projects or just like this. Click on that. We don't know, what is going to happen. But when you do it from your heart, when you follow your dreams, and just not to say like a dream by philosophy, I just wanted to say
Mhm.
as a call to action, just follow it and try to figure it out. And also, if you have uh just connect with Rachel, because this is she can help you a lot, because I'm a big believer in that, not just to promote it, but the point is just connect with the right person who can discover and recover you from your fears and stress and other things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Rachel, tell me, do you work in a group? Do you one to one? And how is going with those sessions with when you work with your clients?
Yeah,
Just
so I don't do with root cause therapy because it is so personal. It's all one-on-one, and it's all done online. Now, I love the fact it's online because my client is at home. They're comfortable, they feel safe, they're secure. And after a session, for especially for root cause therapy, it can be exhausting because a lot of emotions are coming up. So we don't tend to talk too much after a session. My client is just like, okay, I just need to have a little sleep now. And they can do that. You know when you have a really good massage and you leave the massage and you're so tired you don't want to drive home. This is you can feel this way and you can be very emotional. So you can just lay on the couch or lay on your bed, wherever you are most comfortable, and have a little sleep. And sometimes you can get a healing hangover because so much has been brought up. Sometimes you can get a healing hangover. So it's nice that you can just relax at home, have some water, and just rest. It's beautiful.
And tell me, what is the duration? Let's say, how do you work it? 30 minutes, 1 hour, just for our listeners to get to know more.
Yeah,
And also, I want to, when you can you repeat therapy, the name of the therapy
it's
again?
root cause therapy.
Root cause therapy. This is a
Yeah.
root, and what cause, and this is a core of your therapy. And you
Yes.
mentioned just again, do you speak with them, or just for how is going that structure it that session?
Yeah. So a root cause therapy session can last from an hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't put a time stop on it. So I let people know, allow an hour and a half to 2 hours, because if you're releasing a lot of stuff, I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to let you go. And your subconscious will tell me when you've had enough. I will see that you've had enough now. So allow an hour and a half to 2 hours. We do some emotion coding, we do some limiting beliefs, and everything I measure. So between session 1 and session 3, if you have 3 sessions or more, we can see we're actually accounting for the changes, and I can show you, well, hey, you rated it a 1 and now you're a 10, and that's wonderful. And you know it so we're tracking as we go. So then we can always also do heart walls. Now, heart walls, I just do it on energy. You don't need to be present. And that takes me about an hour to do. And then I email you the results of that. And at the moment, I'm having a special on heart walls because it's a really nice, gentle way to get into root cause therapy. So if you reach out to me and let me know that you heard about the heart walls on Christina's podcast, I'm doing a special on those at the moment. So we also do future healings. A future healing, it's basically your subconscious showing you what you need to see to know that those goals are achievable or what's going to make you happy. So a future healing takes about an hour to do. We can also do past life. So people might say to me, oh, I want to know if I knew my husband in my past life, or I feel like my best friend, we've known each other before. So we can do a past life where we actually go back and did you know this person then, or did you know your parents then, or what did you do, what was your purpose, did you achieve your purpose? So all of this can be read in a past life. So there's a lot of different things that I can do for
Yeah,
people. And I
but thank you for sharing, because of listeners that they know how to connect with something. If they see themselves, then that they can connect with you and just have a strength, courage to connect with
Yes,
you, and that you can help them
absolutely.
in some way.
And I always anybody, new clients, everything that I do I list on my website, which is dragonflyblue.co. And you can also book a 20-minute free consultation. So we can just talk about the things that are on your mind, and then I can suggest perhaps what is going to be the best outlet for you at the moment. So always happy to chat. I love chatting.
That's lovely. And you're so present on social media, like on Facebook,
Yep.
LinkedIn,
Uh,
Instagram.
Not LinkedIn, but I am on Facebook, Instagram, and my website. So yes.
Yeah, like a Rachael Greany, and listeners can connect with you. So if you have some fears in the past, or and you're in stuck with everything in your life, please connect with Rachael Greeny on Instagram, Facebook, and also Rachael, I will put your website. I don't know now at a moment to say it, but dragon something like that. Excuse me for that to
That's
remember
okay.
everything. But I will
It's
put all those links, and also listeners can connect with you via your website when you have free
yes,
consultation, or I can put a link to connect with you also with
yes,
that.
wonderful. That would be
And
wonderful.
what also, do you run some of your Facebook groups? Maybe people can join there, or that, that you do
Yeah,
some kind.
we're going to start doing events and just explaining what root
Mm,
cause therapy is or all the different things that I
mm,
run. So we're going to be kicking that off next month. So
mm.
I think fortnightly it's going to be booked in. So I'll just be doing lives and talking, and then people can ask questions. So that's just going to bring root cause therapy out into the community more and get people aware of it more. So
That's
yes,
lovely. And do
we
you
will
do
be
you
doing that.
do you plan to do it on Facebook in a group, or Instagram on your Facebook profile, or just for listeners, where listeners can find you with that?
Yes, yeah. So no groups booked at the moment, purely just because of it really is a one-on-one type thing. Towards the end of the year, we may start working on group activities for manifestation, and that's going to be purely targeted for women who are wanting to get into business. And this is where we'll be reading Akashic records, getting rid of business blocks. So we will be running courses in that, but that'll be more towards the end of the year.
Yeah, and when you give me, I gave me idea to invite you when you wanted to start that, to talk about a businesswoman, what you wanted, what so to be again a guest speaker, and specifically talk about that manifestation, all those kind of things. Feel
Wonderful.
invited, that we can speak about that in my podcast, also to share it about businesswoman, what you plan to do to the end of the year. So that will be lovely, I mean, just
Yes, I
for
would
your.
love that. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so. Yeah, I agree with you. And I cannot wait to do it again. So, Rachel, I asked you today many, many questions, and it was such an amazing, interview with you, and I always have a lot of questions. But before we ramp up our call today, I always ask my guest speakers, do you have some message for people? Because this is dedicated to start a business, for business owners who wanted to start a business. But anyway, if people wanted to start something, either in a business, or maybe they wanted to have new relationship, like for young people, or they wanted to
Mm.
split off something. However, what would be message for them to encourage them to engage with that, what they wanted to do?
If you can imagine it, if you can see it, you can achieve it. And don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, and don't be afraid to leave people behind. Because as a business person, when you are ready to spread your wings, there's going to be a lot of changes that have to happen. Don't be afraid. Just get out there and do it, and surround yourself with people that can help you. You can't do it on your own. It takes a community to get us there, and we need that. So
Like is
don't be
always.
fearful. Just believe in yourself with much love and much courage. And I just urge you, just do it. We cannot fail if we try.
But I wanted to say that, just not the final wording. If we fail, we have opportunity to try other things. This isn't fail. It's like a pivoting. I mean, what I tr
Absolutely.
because if we see that it's not doesn't work, try what is work.
Yes.
What works. And whenever we start something, we have never know how it's going to be, because you start something and people started, and sometimes on your path you meet amazing people who can move you forward and help you and discover new skills for yourself or whatever. But without community, if you don't know, engage mentor, engage coach, connect with. Rachel is here. I'm here for digital marketing. This is no promotion. This is what we do. So, and I grow because I have such amazing guest speaker today. So my community grows
Yes,
like a
exactly. Exactly. Well, you look at anybody that has a thriving business or has done well. I can guarantee there was many, many failures. There was many things that they had to tweak, they had to change new things. You just keep going because we need you. Whatever your idea is, somebody out there is just waiting for you to come along and show them.
and start immediately. Don't waste time. This is we live at the
Just
present
start.
moment, and we can
Yes.
just remember ourselves for the past time. But so try tomorrow, try after this podcast when you listen it, just try something and share with us your opinion about this episode.
Yes,
Ask questions,
definitely.
put in the chat. You will have it below the YouTube channel, on Spotify, on Amazon. So yes, this is lovely. Rachel, I'm so excited today. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I really love what you do. I really appreciate what you do, and I would love to help more and more women in this world to overcome their fears and to to get in a place what they really deserve.
And thank you, Christine. I really appreciate you allowing me to get the message out there, getting my passion out there. And yeah, I really look forward to being on your podcast again and chatting further.
Thank you so much. And I am looking forward to have more and more listeners to go viral, to hear such amazing guest speakers as you are today. I have
Thank you
never
so
wanted to
much.
say it what I am going to say from my heart. Thank you and have a lovely day.
Thank
And
you.
and bye for now.